What's up YouTube, Farmhouse Quick Gamer here, and I'm playing some Atari 2600 games that I grew up playing. I mean, I'm a pretty old gamer, so the first console I ever played games on, regularly anyway, was the Atari 2600. And this is Crystal Castle, a game where you play as a bear, and you pick up things, crystals maybe, while you dodge smiley face revolving orbs. I really don't know, to be honest, and I didn't even bother to... I'm not wiking any of these things. This is just going by what I remember from my childhood here. I haven't played this game... Oh my gosh. Probably... It wasn't a very good game. Like, it's okay, but it wasn't a favorite of mine. But we had it, so I would play it on occasion. But yeah, you just pick up all the dots on the board and watch out for the beehives. Or the bee swarms, I should say. Yes, that's a bee swarm that just came down. Can I just thank you? Holy cow, picking up that last piece was torture. So it has a sort of Pac-Man-like-esque to it where you're picking up stuff. And look at that, now I'm dodging walking trees. It's pretty crazy. There's a little elevator in the middle to help you move around. The thing about this game is, it's really too damned hard right up front. They don't really ease you into it. Instead of like, this should have maybe 1 tree, 2 trees at the most. But no, they just jam you right in there. 4 trees. Yeah, I just picked up a honey pot and got 1,000 points. I thought maybe it'd be like an invincibility thing. No such luck. Alright, enough of Crystal Castle. Now here we go. A classic Atari game, Defender. Where you play as, well, a rocket ship, really. Defending. Wow, that didn't take long. You're defending a city that's being attacked by, I guess, UFOs? And, yeah, they fire missiles at you as well, and you just want to save the city. And every once in a while a UFO will drop down. You can see at the those are all buildings down there, and little flashing white dot things at the bottom are supposed to be people. And every once in a while a UFO will grab a person, and you're supposed to shoot that UFO out of the sky and collect the person before they well, fall to their death, really. Atari was a pretty raw age of gaming. I mean, that kind of stuff happened. It's not like, yeah, you died in Atari. You actually died, so... and people would die as well. It was a very different age of gaming. In the Nintendo age, people would just, like, you would lose a life or something. You friggin' died in this game. I always loved it as well. Well, actually, no, that I didn't love. I love it now, but I found it annoying when I was a kid that whenever you fired... I'm hiding down in the city right now. Whenever you fired your laser or whatever it is, your entire ship would basically disappear, with the exception of the fire that's... Wow, I'm dead again. With the exception of the fire coming out of the back of your rocket ship. I'm assuming that's fire. I don't even know, really. I mean, when you look at it, it kind of looks like a torch on its side, but that was the thing. When you were a kid playing Atari, you had to use your imagination to fill in the gaps, really. But it did a pretty good job. I mean, but this is it. This is the game. And that was the thing about Atari games. For the most part, it was the same stuff, same screen over and over again. Just enemies would become faster or more difficult. I seem to be doing okay here. There we go. Oh man. Okay, so E.T. dubbed as the worst game of all time, which may be the most annoying game of all time. Par example, right there, walk off the edge of the screen and fall down into a pit. I don't think it's the worst game of all time. I mean, based off the circumstances of how they created the game in like 5 weeks and blah blah blah, and you probably know the whole story, but I kind of liked this game when I was a kid because it was more than just the same screen. There was different screens. Yeah, that I didn't understand. E.T. floating, you can use his like neck power. He has like neck power. He extends his neck, and random stuff will happen depending on the icon that's at the top of the screen there. Extending your neck will raise you up here. Yeah, every time you turn around though, you're getting captured, which is annoying. And sometimes you can get away, but it just uses up all of your time and your stuff, so... you collect Reese's Pieces. You're trying to find phone pieces, but I can't friggin' find any phone pieces. Down in these pits, there are pieces for a phone which you collect to call home and eventually make your way back to the mothership. Which, at the time, was really cool because that that meant the game had a beginning and an end to it. And normally at the time, Atari games didn't have an end. It was just go as far as you can, as long as you can, without dying, gaining as many points as you could. Most games, that was how the game ended. You just died, and whatever your high score was, that was the end of the game. Whereas this game actually had, I hate to admit it, but like a campaign. You went around collecting Reese's Pieces, avoiding the feds and the scientists and things like that, trying to find phone pieces to build a phone, which doesn't make much sense, but whatever, neither does falling into a bunch of giant punch-sized bowl friggin' pits. It had an ending, but anyways, I don't think I'm going to bother to try to do that now. So that's Atari, E.T. on the Atari 2600 is not that bad, but whatever. Now this is an awesome game. Jungle Hunt. I also loved Jungle Hunt when I was a kid because, again, it was like a side-scroller, which were present in the Atari 2600, but not a lot. And again, different screens as well. There's 4 different areas in this. You start off on the vines, then you're underwater, then you're jumping over boulders, and then you're fighting against the, I don't know, the Aztecs or something like that? I can't remember what it is. To save your girlfriend. Look at this. This is awesome. I'm underwater fighting alligators. I'm punching alligators with my bare hands. Oop. And again, death. Death is very, very present. If you get hit by an alligator, look at that. And you float to the top just like a dead body would. That's insane. So yeah, I'm not only am I swimming, I'm swimming against the friggin' current, fighting alligators with just my fist. You're supposed to assume that you have a knife in your hand, but even still, taking on an alligator with a knife is pretty impressive. But no, I just have my fizz, and every once in a while you do have to go up and get air. Oh, there we go, 300 points. The alligators that are swimming more rapidly, you get more points for. But yeah, you'd also have to go up and get air, because if you stayed down long enough, you would run out of air and also die. So it was pretty cool. I mean, it was pretty, I guess that's supposed to be the coral reef down at the bottom. I used to think that was just the surface, but it's got all these holes in it. But yeah, Jungle Hunt, man. This game was really friggin' cool. And so you get through all that, and you would save your girlfriend or something, but either way, that was the game. Look at you, look at me. I got no shoes on, I'm jumping. Oh, never mind. Mario Brothers. This game was one of the first games for the Atari 2600 that was actually mine. The nice thing that was about being in a household full of gamers, including my father, was he bought the system, and he pretty much bought all the games. This game in particular was a game that I got for my birthday one year, and this one was like 100% mine. Ouch. So yeah, Mario Brothers, because this is not a game that my father would probably ever play. Not really. He wasn't a big Mario Brothers fan. He was more the adventure type fan. But yeah, the nice thing about this as well, this was towards, I think this was towards the end of the Atari's life cycle or somewhere around there. I just remember like the great video game crash that happened in Christmas of 82, 83, and then the thing is, it's not like they just stopped, like games didn't just stop ceasing, like they didn't just cease to be. They were still all out there. There was millions of cartridges out on the store shelves, and the great thing was eventually they all went like reduced to clear. So where it would normally be like a lot of money to buy an Atari 2600 game, towards the end of that, Toys R Us, I remember, were selling Atari 2600 games. This was when I think even the Nintendo was on its way out, selling games for like $8, which was a steal back then. So while they weren't making a ton more games, the video game crash definitely led me to grab a whole bunch of cheap Atari 2600 games. So guys, this is the first entry, if you will, in games that I played on the Atari 2600 when I was growing up while I was a kid. These are the games that I was playing. This is probably going to be the first part in a possible series, maybe might be a trilogy. I'm not sure how many games I'm going to go through, but either way, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Farmhouse Media. If you like these videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, because it really does help, and we will see you on YouTube. Cheers!